and you wanted to do honey, that would be awesome. If you wanted to do agave, that would be awesome. What's the difference between white sugar and brown sugar, y'all? What's the difference between the two?
One's brown.
One is
Isn't it
brown.
molasses?
There's molasses.
It's the molasses, yes. It's the molasses. So if you're ever in a pinch, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
When you say you can use agave and all these other things, do you still mean equal parts to water? Okay.
Instead of
So-
using, yep, go ahead.
We have so many lemons here in where I am in Sonoma, California. I've got a bunch of lemon trees. We probably have literally 300 to 500 lemons. So I've
Mhm.
finally forced myself. My husband and I made limoncello for the
Oh,
first
yeah. Yeah.
a fun process, you know, it's the 10 days, 3 days, 5-day kind of thing. So it's a lot of, you know, putting it in the cool pantry and waiting. But with the simple syrup, it's actually surprisingly the first time I ever made it, but the limoncello turned out excellent. We're very pleased.
And the great thing about doing things like limoncello, I actually lived in Napa for 5 years.
Oh,
So, and had citrus trees there too. You can use the same process on other citrus. Like here in Phoenix, I've got
orange.
a lemon, orange, tangerine, dwarf lemon, and a grapefruit.
You know, you're
Tree.
right. When I was in Sicily years and years ago, my husband's distant cousins, we were at their house and they had like clementine or tangerine. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And all it starts with a simple syrup. So I've got 2 cups of water here. I put in 1 cup of packed brown sugar. And then 1 cup of granulated sugar, or you could use honey here. 1 cup. Ben, I see you go. Or Brian, I see you go.
Okay, so in the saucepan with 2 cups, we're doing 1 cup of sugar, either brown or white.
No, you're doing 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. So you have 2 cups of sugar all day. So it's equal parts water and sugar.
And if I don't have brown sugar,
Do you have white sugar?
I do.
Do you have honey?
I thought I did, but I can't find it.
Do you have agave or maple syrup?
I do have maple syrup, but I don't have a cup of it.
Here's the
I'm
thing. Here's what I love about things like agave, maple syrup, honey. They bring sweetness, but they also bring flavor. In particular, honey, where you can like, when I travel places, I bring honey back from that region because no one has flowers like those bees. And the distinction is awesome. So you just need, if you wanted, you're going to need a quart. You're going to need a quart of simple syrup. So you can do all sugar if you'd like. It won't be as interesting as with the honey, but it'll still be sweet.
Yeah.
If you guys wanted to get really fancy, if you wanted to steep some herbs in this, some thyme, some rosemary, some mint. What I typically do when I have my stems, for my cilantro, for example, I'll use the leaves for something else, take the stems, steep it in a simple syrup. And that's like if I'm making a gin cocktail with like Hendrix, for example.
Is the water supposed to be boiling with the
Yes.
sugar?
Yes. So right here, my pearls are still going. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on for my simple syrup. Get it onto medium heat. Just bring it up to a simmer. Actually, let me move you over here. I'm going to bring it up to a simmer just enough so that the sugar will melt. Just enough for the sugar will melt. That's all I'm looking for. Because then I have to cool it back down. So our pearls are going. Go ahead.
You add the
Shannon?
syrup to the simple syrup, or do you wait?
One more time again, you broke up a little bit.
The lychee, you add this to the simple syrup, or do you wait?
No, that's separate. That's separate. The great thing about what makes boba so awesome is that there's layers of flavor. It starts with whatever pearl that you have, continues on with your simple syrup. And then at the very end, when you're actually building it together, that's when you're going to add in your lychee syrup, your tea, all those things together, give it a little shaky, shaky, shake, and then pour over. So here's where we're at in class. We've got probably like another 15, 20 minutes left on a simmer for our pearls. We've got medium heat with our 2 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar for our simple syrup. We're just going to bring that up to an easy simmer. Just the only thing we're looking to do here is to dissolve the sugar, and then we're going to cool it back down. And then we're going to cool it back down.
Phoebe,
While these, yeah, Jim.
Phoebe, I'm really concerned at this point because I drink 2 to 3 bobas sometimes a day. And all the sugar I see you putting in here, I've never asked the content of that. Now this is all starting to make sense as I understand how many calories are potentially in one of these drinks. So thanks a lot. I'm now going to stop doing boba, and I know that wasn't your intent today. So how many calories are in one of these drinks? And if you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
So we talked about, at the very beginning of class that we're just going to relax a little bit and give ourselves this time to have some tea. So I would say,
This is where
don't worry about the calorie.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Don't worry about the calorie content and just enjoy it for what it is.
Oh, thank you.
If you want to make them smaller, you can make them smaller, a smaller glass.
Oh,
If you
that's
want
a
to
great idea.
If you want to walk around while you're drinking it, take the
Yeah.
dog for a walk and sip if you want.
Okay.
But I would consider this a treat and just sip slowly
Just do
and
it.
really
I get
treasure it.
Thank you. Okay. I'll get off of that.
I'm not gonna, I won't deny you. I won't deny you.
All right.
It's interesting though, because the cultures where where this is, very prevalent tend to not have issue with that. So things that make you go,
And there's good, nice flavorgens and the tea that's good for you too. So
Yep.
I would just enjoy it, sip slowly.
Yeah.
While these things are going on, we got about another 15 minutes here. I've got a little special treat for you guys in the form of a mochi. I'm going to demo how to do a mochi cupcake. And again, these are ingredients that are in your box as well. If you wanted the recipe, there's a web app that you can download from like your Google or your Apple at the Daily Feast, and that will have all the recipes that we're working on today. But curiosity, to the teachers in the room, what made you choose this class, this session? It's all kind of things you could have been doing right now. Holly, go. She's like, I came for the boba.
Sucker.
Holly, you came on last or close to last, and we went through introductions at the beginning. But I would like to could you introduce? You're from. I'm gonna guess you're from Epic Charter School. Just a wild. Yes.
Right, I am, and so is Shannon. We're colleagues.
Oh, very good.
I'm sorry I was late, but I was working right before this.
Oh, we completely understand.
But my job is the director of teacher development, so I do the training for our new teachers, and we're a virtual school, so it takes a little bit of extra, just programs we use and just applying the teaching skills differently. So that's my job.
So you're fully virtual, so little to no impact with COVID, or?
Correct.
Yes.
Such a blessing.
Yeah, my oldest daughter, she's in acting, and so she does a virtual charter school, and she's been able to continue to have school with relatively no change. So
that's great.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for joining. And so you and Shannon are colleagues. You work at the same school.
Right.
Is Epic in Orange? Is it in Orange County?
Orange County is where our office is located, and then we serve all the 4 counties, Orange County and all 4 that border.
Okay, very good. All right.
Yeah.
Shannon, introduce yourself. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm the director of special programs here.
Okay.
Handle special education.
Very good. Thanks for joining. So back to Christine's question, what made you join today? Needed a break?
They called me. So I thought, okay, that's interesting. And then they said they're sending free food. So I'm like, okay.
That usually will get anybody, right? Free food.
I thought that was really generous and nice.
That was actually BB's question, but no problem.
How has the conference been going for both of you?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Different this year, right? totally different this year. Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
But being in a virtual world already, you're probably like, this is great.
Yeah.
You know, we have pivoted, as so many people have, and what we've heard in many different industries is, especially with the events, you know, so many times people can't make them just because the timing doesn't work or the commute or so many reasons. So even though you're losing a lot, I think in some cases people are benefiting from somewhat of the flexibility, and things are recorded and you can kind of watch them on your own time. So trying to make the best of it.
Plus, you can enter all the sweepstakes because you have time. You can see all the things because you just go click in there, and like normally you can't make it to all that. So I mean, I feel like it's amazing, really. It was very greatly organized.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Fantastic. Well,
Sorry, BB.
ladies, thank you for everyone. Thank you for being a part of the class. It's
Yeah.
when I saw the menu, I was like, I woke up this morning. I was like, it's boba day.
So, Bibi,
It's
what
boba day.
is the trick with mochi? Just putting it in the freezer?
The
It's gotta be
trick.
more than that.
So let's talk about what's in mochi. Thank you.
I
for the
love
softball.
mochi.
And mochi loves
Trader
you.
Joe's has great mochi. Okay, go on.
So after you see this made, you're going to be like, why? You're not going to be able to go back to Trader Joe's. It's just not going to be a thing anymore. You're going to make your own mochi. You're going to be your own mochi manifesto. So what's in mochi? We've got some glutinous rice. And so when we say glutinous, we mean like short grain versus long grain. Think sushi rice. So I've got 8 ounces here. I'm just going to put that right into my bowl. 8 ounces. Woo. Also, what's going to go in here for my dry ingredients, I've got some baking powder, and I've also got some vanilla, and I have some lemon zest. Has anyone, give me a thumbs up if you've eaten a mochi before? For those of you who gave me the beautiful thumbs up, why don't you describe what not just a really good mochi, like makes you salivate mochi, like what's the texture of a good mochi? What's the flavor like? A really, really good one.
Well, the only ones, I mean, honestly, that I've ever had, I think are from, the boxes at Trader Joe's. Sadly, I was even in Japan and I never had one there. I just love the cold, doughy, pillowy, but not cold. But I mean, the cold, yes, but just that kind of bite back. It's it's one of the most unique textures, I think. And I love the green tea flavor. So that's also the only one I've had. But I just love that it's such a decadent, satiating treat, yet you don't feel at all guilty. And it's just one of the most interesting, I think it's just one of the most unusual and interesting desserts or just food items. If you're not from Japan, I think they're Japanese, right? Isn't that their origin? Are they? Yeah.
Yep. Holly, you put your hand up. Really good mochi. Talk to me.
I am now wondering if mochi is only frozen and if it's only filled, but I feel like there are different kinds possibly. And sometimes if it doesn't have a filling, it will make it's a little too gluttonous, a little too weird in the texture for me. So I like the filling, and the cold helps it, I don't know, do something different, I guess.
It helps with the texture. Yep.
Yeah. So those, I don't know, I guess just that.
The ones that we're making today are going to be filled with some sweet red bean paste.